Hello and welcome to my channel. This is probably the first video that I'm going to be posting, most likely. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the insane amount of journals that I have. I have a lot of notebooks, and if you're anything like me, you also have a ton of notebooks for like almost no reason. I've just like collected them throughout my life, and I'm like, I don't have a lot to do with them, so I gave them a purpose. I gave each of them a purpose, and so we're gonna talk about each purpose today, and hopefully I'll give you guys some like idea of what you would want to do with your journals that you have lying around. You don't have to obviously take all of them. It's quite a bit. Like, let's see if I can pick them up. It's quite a bit of journals. Like I said, they all have a point to them. I know some people have journals that they're like, I'm gonna do it from this date to this date, and they like fill it up every day and like do it that way. I'm not like that. I just do it when I do it. If there's one that I forget about, I'll just go back and I'll like write in it the next time I remember about it. I'm not really the type to be like, I need to write in this every day. I need to write in this every single time I watch a movie. I need to write in this every single time I am doing something that I like to do. Because sometimes, you know, you're living in the moment, and sometimes, you know, you have a busy day and you can't really do journaling every day. You can't update your journal every day, and that is completely fine. I am going to show you how I set up my journals, what they're set up for, and why I have each of them. Starting off first, I have these 4 journals that I got at Michael's. They were on sale and they were like a package deal. So I have these 4. They're very cute, they're very small. I like these style because I don't have to worry about filling them. They fill up pretty quick. First up we have this one. I think it's really cute. It just says like the star signs on it and everything. I use this one as my gratitude journal. So I actually don't know what's written on it. Oh, so the first thing that's written on it isn't gratitude at all. The first thing that's written on it is a list of things that I want to do, which I guess you could be grateful for. But I have a gratitude journal because sometimes I have been told I am too negative, and I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to be more positive in life, and I'm trying to like write down things that I'm like, okay, I can be grateful for this. This is something that I need, this is something that I want, and this is something that I have, and I should be grateful for it. Or this is something that I've done that I should be grateful for. Not like should be, but like I am grateful for them. I'm grateful for a lot of things, but like I said, I'm told that I'm a little too negative. So I'm trying to be more positive in life. So yeah, that's why I have this gratitude journal. And gratitude doesn't come hard to me. Like, it's not like something that I like never experience or anything. It's just something like I am a little pessimistic when it comes to like life and the future. And I think like a lot of people are, and that's why I think like having something like a gratitude journal could be like really, really impactful, especially if you're like me and you struggle to find things that you might be more positive towards. Like, you struggle to find something that you really want to do in life. I completely understand it. I completely relate to that. So that is why I have a gratitude journal, just so I can go through it, flip through it, remind myself this is what I have to be grateful for. So a little bit more positivity. The next notebook I have is it's very cute, but it's my goals and bucket lists journal. The first thing I have written in it is a list of potential careers. I'm struggling to find out what I want to do in life. Like many people, I'm 23. I'm like, what am I going to do? How am I going to find something that I want to do? So I have a list of potential careers that would be beneficial for me. Other than that, I have just a list of things that I want to accomplish in life. I have bucket list ideas. So like, I'm like, I really want to go to I don't know why I'm thinking the Grand Canyon. I don't really want to go to the Grand Canyon, but like that's something a lot of people want to do, so it just like popped in my head. I really want to go to the Grand Canyon, so I'd write it down in my bucket list and I'd have it in here, and I'd be able to go back one day into this notebook and I'd be like, oh my god, I went to the Grand Canyon. So that's something that I have as well, is like a goals or a bucket list. And it's really good, like if you are like me and you are young, even if you're not young, because I know people in their 50s who don't know what they want to do in their lives, and that is completely fine. If you are like me and you just don't know really what you want to do, like write down a list of every goal that you have and then go through it and be like, this one's reasonable, this one's not reasonable. Or just be like, I really, really want to do this, whether it's reasonable or not. I'm going to take steps to go, and I'm going to take steps to do that. And that is something that you can do. And that is why I have this journal, so that I can remind myself of everything that I want to do. And I can go through it and be like, oh my god, I really want to open a stationery business, which I am working on. Little sneak peek into what I'm doing in my life. But I really want to own a stationery business. That's a goal in my life. I don't care if it's reasonable or not. I'm going to do it one time. At one point in my life, I will open a stationery business. So that's just something that I think is really beneficial, especially if you're like struggling to find out what you want to do in life. Like it's something that's very difficult, I think, for a lot of people, is what do I want to do in my life? What do I want to do to make money? What do I want to do to fulfill myself? It's very difficult for a lot of people, and if you are feeling that, believe me, you are not alone. I am one of those people. There are plenty of people out there. If you just ask like your best friend or something and you're like, hey, what do you want to do in your life? They're probably gonna mostly say, I don't really know. Or they're gonna say, I'm doing this and I really love it, but I don't know what I want to do long term. Something like along those lines. Like it's not a solitary issue. A lot of people are feeling that way, and I think that that's really good. And I think that's why having a journal like this might help you just really rationalize and really just like visualize the life that you want to have. So the next book I have is not as serious. It's my movies and TV journal. I started it in October of 2025. I was a film minor in school, but I am notorious in my friend group for not having seen like any movies, and it's really hard for me when I sit down and think about it to be like, what movies have I watched that I actually liked? So I've started this book to kind of keep track of the shows that I've watched and the movies that I've watched, just so that I know what they are and that I have an idea, so the next time somebody's like, hey, have you seen this movie? I could be like, 1 second. No. Well, the first entry that I have in it is the SpongeBob SquarePants movie from 2004, and I give it 5 stars because that's one of my favorite movies. Something about me. Oh, and then I turned the page, and the first thing on the next page was the SpongeBob SquarePants movie from 2004. Sorry, now I'm just looking at what's in here. This is another one of those journals that I'm like, I haven't done it every single time I've started a movie or started a TV show. I am trying to get better with that because I have it for a reason. So I want to make sure that I'm like writing in it as much as possible. But life gets in the way, and sometimes I don't have it, and like I'll go to the movies or something and I'm like, oh, I don't have my book, and I'm like, I have to remember that I watched this movie, but I didn't put it in there, and I never will because I'll forget what date I watched it, and I'll be like, well, now there's no point, even though that's not true, because I can still put the movie in here even if I don't know what date I watched it on, because I have like the date I started it, the date I finished it if it's a TV show. For movies, I just put the date that I watched it. So like, for example, I went and watched Avatar Fire and Ash, which is currently in theaters, and I didn't put it in the book because I forgot that I watched it, what day I watched it. Not that I watched it, I love that movie is amazing, but I forgot what day I watched it, so I was like, I'm not gonna put it in my notebook. But there's no reason to think that way if you watched a movie and you really liked it, or if you watched a movie and you really hated it. It's kind of like my Letterboxd. Like, it's my own personal Letterboxd. Just for like example, for what I put in this notebook, so that if you guys want to do it, you have like you have the template that I use, which might just give you an example, or if you want to use it, go ahead. I put the title of the movie, the year the movie came out, what genre of movie it is, what date I watched the movie, a rating out of 5, the runtime of the movie, the director, and thoughts that I had on the movie. So for example, for the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, I rated it a 5 out of 5. I watched it on October 31st, 2025. And thoughts that I had on it were, I have this whole movie memorized, literally top 3. Because I do have this whole movie memorized, and it is in my top 3. It is my number 3 movie of all time. The next journal I have, and the last of the cute little tiny notebooks, is I have my research and study journal. So I have been crafting my own personal curriculum, which I can make a video on at some point if you want to. I am not centered. Which I can. I've been working on my own personal curriculum. I have this journal so that I can track all of my things that I learn. So the first page is just color coding it, because I know that I'm going to bounce around in each thing that I'm learning, and I'm not going to do it on one page and then one page and then one page. I'm going to just section it off and write in the colors that I have here, because yeah, like I said, I jump around too much. So for example, I have a module or a semester, whatever you want, a class. I have a class on history, I have a class on English, I have a class on cooking, crafts, film, writing, gardening, animals, like all just stuff that I want to learn. It is like a big list. It's not something that I'm doing every single day. I don't have the time to do it every single day, but it is something that I'm doing just like through the course of however long it takes me to learn as much as I want. A lot of people with their personal curriculums, they will be like, okay, I have this assignment due, this reading due, this, because they need it more structured, and that's fine. I don't need it as structured. I don't have the time to do it as structured. I am in the process of getting a library card. I'm just trying my best here, so I'm doing it whenever I can. But like I said, if you want a video on a personal curriculum, I will 100% make that. And if you want to make your own personal curriculum, I'm doing it analog. You can do it through Notion. A lot of people do it through Notion. You can do it through that, or you can just do it on a Word doc. A lot of people do that too. The next one I have is this really pretty one, also from Michaels. It's this really pretty journal that I have, and it is my reading journal. I did my reading journal like this. A lot of people will write out, they'll have really cute designs. They'll have a bookshelf and they'll have the book in it, or they'll print out a little picture of the book and they'll put it in there, or they'll draw the cover. I'm not doing all that. I don't have the time. I don't have a printer. I'm good. I wrote down I'll read you the template like I did with the movies. I write down the name of the book, and then next to it I put the 5-star review, what I thought of it. Put the author, put the genre, put my date started and my date finished. If it's a series, underneath that, I'll put series book 1, series book 2. And then I'll put the page number, and then I'll put what thoughts that I had in, I feel like I just malfunctioned. I'll have what thoughts I put about the book at the bottom. So for example, the first one that I have in here is Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. I put the genre, which is YA fantasy romance. I just kind of made that up. I know that you can Google the genre. I just made up the genre. You can also do that. There's no law saying you can't. So I started it on August 29th, 2025, and I finished it on September 18th, 2025. It's the first series of the book. And then my thoughts are much more insightful than the movie. Edward is controlling, but Jacob is hardly even mentioned. And it's that simple, folks. So that is my books. I haven't read that much. I've been kind of sick. So I haven't read that much. It's not really that filled out, but my colors for this one are purple and pink. I put every book in purple or pink. But yeah, that's my little reading journal. There's a lot of good reasons to have a reading journal. One of them, for example, is if you want to keep track of the books that you've read throughout the year. I know that there are apps like Goodreads, there's websites, there's all of this stuff like Letterboxd. I use an app called TBR Bookshelf. or I used to, but I think that having a physical reading journal has helped me a lot more tracking, because I don't go on Goodreads as much because it asks for too much and I don't have all the information, and then I feel like I'm not filling it out right because I don't have my favorite quotes. I don't have like any of that. I don't annotate my books when I read them. Unfortunately, I wish that I did. I've tried it in the past and it's just not me. Not an annotation girly. Having the actual physical journal has helped me a lot in keeping track of my books, because I get excited to actually write them down. I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to write in my cute little journal. So that has helped me a lot in planning for my books and just having everything done. So that is, if you use Goodreads or if you use another app and you're like, I'm not changing it, no way, that's fine. I just like to have the physical journal. So the next book that I have, I got it, I think, from Spirit Halloween. It's this, and it's really pretty, and on the back it's this, and on the spine it has the moon phases. It's very pretty. I use this for my Book of Shadows, which is not like the journaling Book of Shadows, like the spirituality Book of Shadows. I have like, for example, my table of contents in the beginning, the meaning of the tarot cards, tarot spreads, the wheel of the year, runes, angel numbers, palmistry, crystals, the witch alphabet, the principles of magic, different deities. This is like my spirituality book. Not everybody is going to relate to needing one of these, but if you do, for example, if you're a practicing pagan, or if you're getting into practicing paganism, you're a baby witch, anything along those lines, you should have one of these books. I mean, you could. I'm not telling you should, but like, it's helped me a lot in my practice. Like, I wrote down like almost every single crystal that there is known to man, almost every single one, because why not? But it's helped me a lot in my craft. It's helped me a lot in my like learning the differences in the religions and everything that I have. And so it's just like really insightful, and it's nice because it's something that you're doing. And in the future, I'm really kind of hoping that I can write my own spells or something. Because I like spell books, but I would like to have my own spells, because then I really know what the intention behind them are. I mean, I know you set the intention, but you never know. Something is calling for like dandelion root, or something is calling for rose hips, something like along the rose hips. That's itching powder. You know what I'm talking about. If something's calling for rose and you're like, I wonder what the intention behind, like, what does that actually cause? Well, good news for you. You have a book that tells you all about it. So I think that that's really beneficial. It's been beneficial for me, and it's been a lot of fun. I started it in September of 2023. And I am still going. I have like quite a bit more of the book to go. Like, I have that much more. As you can see, I'm pretty lazy when it comes to doing this, because it is now January of 2026 and I have over half the book left. But like I said in the beginning, I'm not doing this every single day. I don't have the time and I don't have the motivation. This is just for fun for me. This is more important to me, but the most of these journals are just for fun. Next are these 3 journals. They kind of go together. At some point, I like kind of forgot what I wanted each journal to be, and I had to write it down on a piece of paper, and then I promptly lost that piece of paper. And so there's some journals that have meaning and some that don't. So the reason that I lumped these 3 together is because this journal, it says, "There are always flowers for those who want to see them," by Matisse. But I got it at a little shop in town. It's very cute. This is what the inside cover looks like. I love this one. This is my manifestation journal. Like I said, I practice paganism, but I also believe in like spirituality and stuff. And I have a lot of manifestation I want to do. So in this book is where I write all of the manifestation I want to do in my life. And then I lumped these 2 in with it. This one and this one, I got them both at Michael's. They were both on sale. This one is kind of along the lines with this one, but it is also just a second gratitude journal, because not only is it my aspirations, but I'm like, I'm proud that I have this thing, but let me work towards this thing. And then this one is a secondary aspiration and manifestation journal. So this is basically just me being like, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get it, and it's gonna be mine. There's people that don't believe in like manifestation, and there's people that don't believe in, you know, doing like any of that sort of thing, which is completely fine. If you don't believe in manifestation, you don't need one of those journals. But if you do believe in manifestation, I would recommend having one of these journals, because it is very insightful. When you start manifesting for something, you kind of realize how much you want it. And like, the more you want it, the better the manifestation is, obviously. But also, you kind of realize, you're like, I'm manifesting for this new job, but like, you're kind of realizing as you're writing it, you're like, do I really want this job, or do I want something that's more fulfilling? Do I want this job, or do I want something that's more creative? Like something along those lines. It's really helpful to like kind of visualize your future life and what you really want. So that's why I like really like having manifestation journals. I really like having journals where I can write out everything that I want and actually reflect and go through it and be like, I don't know if I really want that. Next up, I have, there's supposed to be 3. The third one is upstairs in my room, and I was too lazy to go get it. But these 2 books, this one, they're all, I said this one, they're all this like kind of, is that velvet? No, you know what I'm talking about. They're fuzzy. They're fuzzy. I got this one at Spirit Halloween. I got another one upstairs that I am actively writing in, that Spirit Halloween. And this one I got for Christmas, so I don't know where it's from. But these are my emotional journaling. I am an emotional person, as we all are. I have emotions, and I have a want and a need to write down those emotions. I have journal prompts and stuff that I've like kind of gone through, but they don't help me as much as just journaling my emotions, journaling, ranting to my journal, doing anything like crying to my journal. They help me a lot through like really rough times. So it's really important to me to have like an emotionally charged journal, and like when I pick it up, I'm like, okay, we're gonna cry together now, journal. Me and the journal kind of like connect mentally. But the other one's blue, and it says something about the moon. But this one says October is my favorite color. It's just a cute one. I haven't written anything in this one because this one's gonna be used when that one upstairs is out of paper, and then this one will be used when that one is out of paper, because they're all fuzzy, and that's why I think they go together, because they're all fuzzy. The next one I have is this one, which I actually use for journal prompts. I know that I said that they don't really help me. They do, kind of. Like, they're sort of helpful, but I also like it because I think when you do journal prompts, it kind of like teaches you about yourself and everything. So it's nice. It's just not as fulfilling as emotional journaling to me. But it's my friend's journal. I got it for Christmas, so I don't really know where it's from. Yeah, I don't know where it's from. I got it for Christmas. It's friends, and it's one of those sectioned off journals. So this one is Chandler, and then this one is Joey, and then this one is Phoebe, and this one is Rachel, and Ross, and then Monica. I haven't gotten very far in this journal yet, but I do think that having journal prompts, which I can list some of my favorite journal prompts in another video, or maybe like a TikTok if you guys are interested in that. Like I said, if you have one person who is if I have one person who is interested in it, I will do it. But I'll list some of my favorite journal prompts, but I have them in here. This is my journal prompt baby. Next up, and guys, we're in the home stretch. We have 3 left. And the next one is my Hello Kitty and Friends book. This one has a little table of contents in the front of it. I taped to the front. So the first 3 sections of this notebook are for notes from therapy. I'm in therapy, or I'm trying to be in therapy. I don't have insurance right now, but like I'm trying to be in therapy. So those are notes from my therapist. I have a dream journal in here. I have a list in here, which isn't like my bucket list. It's just a list of things because I like making lists of things. And then nope, that's the last 2 sections. So so this one has, just like the other one, it is sectioned off. There's Hello Kitty, Cinnamoroll, Pochacco, Batmaru, My Melody, and Pom Pom Purin. So Hello Kitty, Cinnamoroll, and Pochacco are my therapy notes, which I'm obviously not showing because that's a little personal. Batmaru is my lists, right? No, Batmaru is my dream journal. I don't have anything written in it yet. But that's why I was confused. But My Melody is my lists. That's products to make for my shop. There's 50 things to do when you're bored instead of going on your phone. A lot of fun things in there. And that's the last 2. That's My Melody and Pom Pom. So that's just like a couple of quick things to do. So for example, if you are in therapy, I find it easy and beneficial to take notes while I'm in therapy because my therapist will tell me something and I'm like, oh, that's a really good piece of advice, and I'll write it down. Or I'll write down things that I need to tell my therapist that I need to remember to tell my therapist, and I'll write them down in here and then I'll bring them up in the next session that I'm in with them. I think that's really beneficial. If you're in therapy and you think that's beneficial, then like by all means go ahead and do it, because I have trouble remembering sometimes everything that I want to bring up in therapy, and then I'm that meme where I'm like, oh, I'm trauma dumping with like 10 minutes left of my appointment, and my therapist is there like, what? So I write down everything that I need to tell them in the first 3 sections of this book. And then for the dream journal, if you like your dreams, even if you don't like your dreams, like if you have nightmares, but you like dream interpretation, I recommend having a dream journal. Also, just have a dream journal because it helps you remember things. Like, it helps you remember your dreams, of course, but it also just helps with your retention of things. I like having a dream journal. I haven't written in this one yet. I used to have a dream journal a long time ago. I don't know where it is, but I like having dream journals. Sometimes it's hard because you wake up and don't remember your dreams. It's easy if you like write about them immediately. And then the last 2 sections, like I said, I like making lists, not like bucket lists, just like a list of all of the flowers that I know, a list of all of the things I like to do, a list of all the colors that I like ranked in order. I like things like that. I like being able to see what I like, and I like being able to see it in list form. So that is what this journal is. It has many different meanings to it. Has many different functions, I should say. Second to last, we have this one. This one is multi-purpose. I use it for school, I use it for work, I use it for poetry, which is technically also school. I use it, like I said, for work. I have a bunch of notes from work. I have notes from my doctor that I have to remember to tell them. So this one's multifunctional. Just a bunch of stuff. And I used it for school when I was in school, and hopefully I'm gonna get into grad school, so I'll get to use it again. But this one's just, it has like a little flip open cover. It says, have a sloth-tastic day. And then the inside are stickers. I don't know. Oh, this is from Hobby Lobby. Don't come for me. It was Christmas gift. Don't come for me, okay? Come for whoever gave it to me for Christmas. All right. And lastly, we have my commonplace journal, also Sanrio, and it has mushrooms, which is me as a person. So I have my commonplace journal, and a lot of people use their commonplace journal for different things. I have still to this day not gotten an answer of exactly what it is. And I do not have one of those answers for you today. I have my table of contents in it. The first section is music, lyrics, or quotes that I like or relate to. I have emotional journaling, which is like just quick emotional journaling, not like the ones that I have where I'm like actually writing journal entries. This one's just like, I'm in a bad mood because this happened, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm done, bye. or I'm in a good mood because this happened, blah blah blah, okay, bye. So like really quick emotional journaling. The next one is fun facts that I have, that I like, that I learned. So I carry this one around a lot. My things that I like, not necessarily in list form, but I'll write out little details about things that I like a triceratops. All right, I like a triceratops. Here's facts about a triceratops. So it's not in list form, it's in like fun fact form. And then the last one is responses to YouTube videos, movies, lectures that I've seen, things that I've learned, like anything like along those lines. I watch a lot of these types of videos on YouTube, but I also watch some deep dives on YouTube where I'll watch like video essays. So yeah, I have those responses. So the first section is Hello Kitty, obviously. What a baddie. And the first quote that I have on it that I got from a YouTube video is, "It's harder to see the bigger picture if you are still painting it." Which I think is good advice, because I need a reminder to slow down a lot. The next one is Kiki, from Little Twin Stars. And then the next section is Pom Pom Huron. Look at him down there. And then after that is, oh, I skipped her. Is My Mel. And then the last section is Lala. So that is my commonplace book. If you could tell, I like Sanrio. But yeah, that is all of my journals. I hope that you saw something that kind of like sparks a little bit of like creativity, or even not creativity, but just like, hey, I like that, I want to use it. Like, I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope that it wasn't boring to anybody. But I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it will be a little more entertaining if you didn't like this one. Stick around, because I'm doing a lot on this channel. I have plans to rank things. I have plans to do crafts. I have plans to do art. I have plans to post writing tips. I have plans for a lot of things. And I think that I would like you personally to go on the journey with me. You watching this right now, you. I would like you to come along with me. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed my first ever YouTube video. I hope that I did good. Leave a like and a comment. Subscribe if you're feeling fun. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.